Let me ask you a question. Have you ever had an experience that you some get a aha moment like, oh, this idea can work, but then you never had a chance to explore that idea? Did any one of you had such experience before? Only one hand. I think a strength of 100. Just one hand went up. Mashallah. So a couple of guys. What happens is, let's say you have a swimming pool at home. So within no time you will become a swimmer, right? Right or wrong? If you have a cycle at home, within no time you will start riding a cycle. That means when you have access to an opportunity, within no time you will be able to, you know, apply that in your life. Similarly, if you have an opportunity to a research center where you can explore your ideas, do the experiments, probe into the vastness of technological advances, then maybe within no time you will be able to come up with something that is appreciated in the market, and you become a very big entrepreneur, and from there your journey start as a unicorn, a million dollar or billion dollar company. This is a possibility. So always at the back of your mind, if you think that instead of a receiving hand, if you become a giving hand, wouldn't that be much better than a receiving hand? So you have people working for you rather than you being an employee for someone. So with that intention and with that idea, we think we can have some mutually beneficial journey forward. So let us explore how this is possible. The entrepreneurial computer scientist, from project to patent to profit. So in this modern landscape, when you think about it, the technological landscape is undergoing a rapid transformation. You know, every day you watch on TV or internet that there are some breakthrough in technological advances. Where do we place ourselves in this journey? That matters a lot. As an engineering student, what you do, you learn coding, maybe you learn some programming language that is right now relevant in the market, but within short time the technology is such a fast pace that within no time many things become obsolete. Then you have to again upskill yourself, upgrade yourself to keep yourself relevant in the market. That is a continuous learning process that we all go through. It doesn't matter whether you're a student or a faculty or a scientist or an engineer or a doctor. We have to continue. This is a continuous learning process until we live this life. We have to consider ourselves as a student and keep on learning. So basically, the technological landscape is undergoing rapid transformation, presenting us unprecedented opportunities for computer science and IT students like you to innovate and lead. This dynamic environment is characterized by several key trends that are reshaping industries and creating new avenues for entrepreneurial ventures. As a student, for you, what you can do, this pervasive integration of artificial intelligence. Now we are using ChatGPT, DeepSeek. Almost everyone is using AI tools for almost all maybe assignments or learning processes. Then whether those technological advances are sustainable for us, what is the sustainable? Can we focus on the system? Because when you enter into the market, whatever solution you are trying to propose, it has to have a sustainable solution. Otherwise, you will give up your edge over competition. So you have to focus on whether your idea will be sustainable. Then another opportunity what we have is these days edge computing, where proliferation of IoT devices and the demand for low latency processing in your second year, third year, and final year, you learn all these, are driving the expansion of edge computing. So this involves decentralized uh, processing architecture, integrated edge analytics, opening up opportunities for innovative application in critical infrastructure and beyond. All this, whatever you do, you have to do with ethics. Without ethics, it's I mean, at least I don't know, as a Muslim, we have to follow the ethics at all time, because that is what distinguish between good and bad. So at all facets of your life, whatever you're doing, Do it everything with ethics. You can cheat and pass, but that will not help you later on. So from projects to products, identifying the potential. So many impactful technological companies began as a humble project, a simple idea. Moderna is a biotechnology company. It was a simple idea in the laboratory, written on the paper. But now that Moderna is $100 billion company, they cracked something that produced a vaccine, and now it's multi-billion-dollar companies. We come across these examples every day. The key to success lies in recognizing and validating ideas with market potential. So if your idea is good but have no market potential, then your idea is not good enough. So validate the idea, test core assumption by creating a minimum viable product or demonstration to gather feedback from potential users. If you got an idea, discuss within your peer group, discuss in your neighborhood, in your family, in your extended relatives, with your faculty, with someone who are in the industry, and find out if your idea is relevant to the market or not. If they say, yeah, this can be definitely a game changer, start working on your idea. Don't wait. Build an MVP, create a version with just enough features. You don't have to make it a perfect right in the beginning. Just start with an MVP, minimum viable product, to satisfy early customers and provide feedback for future development. Then collect feedback from users. Only go to those people who can give you a very constructive and positive feedback, or constructive negative feedback that will help you improve your product. Gather input from users to understand needs and pain points. As long as you identify the pain points and address those pain points, you are good to go. Use this feedback to iterate and improve your solution. We have examples. We keep, Facebook is an example, GitHub is an example, Drop. These are all simple ideas that people came across some pain points, and they, out of the box, they come up with a solution that become a multi-billion-dollar company later on. They just close the gap of some small things, and many people accepted that and adopted that. So that's a volume-based model that brought a lot of transformation. So the punchline here is the iterative process of building, measuring, and learning is fundamental to transforming a project into a viable business. Building your entrepreneurial skill set. You may be very good in technology, you may be expert in coding, you may be very good in analytics, but unless you have entrepreneurial skills, business skills, you will work with someone as an employee. You will not become an employer and hire people to work for you. So for computer science entrepreneurs, a robust technical foundation is indispensable, complemented by an understanding of business principles. Developing these essential competencies will set you on a path to successful innovation and venture building. I'm sure you might have a subject in your second year or third year about economics, about business in your syllabus. So that is an important aspect of your journey. Your programming, mastery of modern programming language like Python, JavaScript, Solidity, Go. Is Solidity and Go part of your syllabus either in first year, second, third, fourth year? What programming language do you learn? C, Java, Python? So no one is learning Go or Solidity? No. Well, if you are interested in blockchain technology, because blockchain technology is an emerging multi-billion-dollar and now trillion-dollar industry, and there's vast opportunity for blockchain technology across the globe. India is also coming up very fast into Web3 fintech companies, Gujarat being the hub for this. So if you want to look for opportunities in blockchain technology, then Solidity and Go programming is a must. So from programming to data and AI literacy, fundamentals of machine learning, predictive analysis, and data structure with awareness of ethical AI implementation, bias mitigation, then cloud infrastructure, Azure, AWS, GCP. Unless and until, if these are the skill set that will give you an edge over others. Security first. So understanding authentication frameworks, vulnerability assessment methodologies, compliance requirement for building secure, trustworthy products. all these technical skills that you acquire, with that you also have to have some business acumen. Complementary business skills including market analysis, financial literacy, leadership to align technical innovation with market needs and customer preference. So when you acquire leadership skill right at this age, you will definitely become a successful entrepreneur with your technical skills as a combination of this. So the most successful tech entrepreneur continuously expand these skills while maintaining focus on their core innovation. When you have this idea, when you take it to the further step, then a time will come where you will realize that you have to protect your idea. Otherwise, someone will copy your idea. They may be financially well off. They will take your idea, they will launch it in the market, and you will say, "Oh, ये तो मैं सोचा था, वो आके launch भी कर दिया." That way you will lose it. So in order for you to protect your idea, there is a process which we call it, either you write a copyright. If you have a code, you can go with the copywriting of your code. Or if you got an idea that you want to make a product or proof of concept or minimum viable product, then you can patent your idea. Protecting your intellectual property is crucial for entrepreneurial computer scientists. While copyright covers code expression, patents safeguard underlying functionality and innovate processes. So first thing, you determine your patentability. Verify whether your idea, your software is novel, non-obvious, and useful, demonstrating technical improvement over existing solution. So you determine whether your code is novel enough to be able to apply for patent. Then prior art, so you search the internet, patent.google.com, you go and search in that if there is someone already patented your idea or not. I mean, similar idea, which is very close. If there is a difference of 20% to the existing idea, then your idea will be patentable. So when you search and you find so many ideas related to your idea, but the difference between your idea and the existing ideas or the product is 20% or more, you are eligible to apply for a new patent. Then prepare technical disclosure, document the software's operation, components, methods, and output, often utilizing flowcharts and diagram for clarity. Identify novelty points. Clearly articulate the unique features and distinction that set your software apart from existing technologies. Then draft the application. Here you will require the help from an attorney. There are specialized patent attorneys, not the regular lawyers. The patent attorneys are technically themselves very sound. Either they are engineers or doctors or postdoc or PhDs, and then they have a law degree. They are the one who can draft technical patent filing. So you have to look for some patent. So at V-INSPIRE, we have all these facility. We can help you with filing the patent. We can help you with finding investors. We can help you finding industry connect. So just what you have to do is come to us with your out of the box idea. And to safeguard your ideas, we have put some legal binders that your idea will not be exploited, your idea will not be given to anyone except those who have signed an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. So you come to us with some idea and we want to find out whether your idea is relevant to the industry or not. We will send your idea to people in the industry and ask them to first sign an NDA with V-INSPIRE. So that non-disclosure agreement with us will protect your idea. So your idea will not go lost or waste unless they determine that this idea is not going to work. Then we file the application on your behalf for patent, either in India or World Patent Office or US Patent and Trade Office, USPTO, which is the most expensive and it takes almost 2 years. In India, maybe within 8 months to within 2 years you will get patent, but in international and US, it takes a little bit longer and it's also very expensive. So right in the beginning, what we can do, we can start with India and then extend it later on. And once you get a patent, you will get the royalty if someone is using your patent for 20 years. After 20 years, your patent will become open for all. Anyone can use your product or idea. If this is for the software. If you're developing a hardware, some unique hardware, then in that case, you require detailed specification of physical components of manufacturing processes, comprehensive drawings from multiple angles are required,
Typically, it costs between anywhere between $5,000 to $20,000. Application process often take approximately 1 year. So once you have a prototype, how do we go to the market, build the product and go to the market? From prototype to product. In India nowadays, this culture is gaining momentum that universities and colleges are doing spin-outs. How many of you know what is a spin-out? Does anyone know what is a spin-out? A spin-out is a company from that comes out of a laboratory within the university or institution or a college. So you are working with your guide on some product, and then you realize that this product have a very market potential. Then you reach out to some investor or venture capitalist or an industrialist, and they take interest in your product that you develop in your laboratory, and they say, okay, we will invest in this product. You will be the owner, you will run the company, you will bring the product to the market, and you will form a company out of that. That is a spin out coming out of the university or engineering college or laboratory. This culture is pretty common in the West. In India also, I realized that recently IIT Madras had very good spin out of space technology. They come up with a very good product for space technology. IIC Bangalore has some medical health related spin out, is also doing pretty good. And maybe IIT Hyderabad. I think IIT Hyderabad has so far a turnover of 500 crores using all these ideas, utilization from the students. So one case study which I'm citing here is a Leela AI. It's a video intelligence platform on decades-old cognitive science research, specifically infant learning schemas. So this transition from elder care monitoring to optimizing manufacturing process through NSF. This one example, then Inkbit, and another example of a spin out in it. And I already told you the examples of spin out from India. So the key takeaway here is academic origins combined with strategic business development and partnership can successfully transform prototype into impactful commercial products. So the flow chart is you do academic research, you build a prototype, then you find a strategic partnership, and then launch a commercial product. So finding your market, the go-to market strategy. Unless and until your product is market ready and there is an acceptance in the market, then it's no use of all this exercise of this intellectual, hard work, whatever you have done. Unless and until you have a market for the product, there is no point in doing that. So first thing, right in the beginning, you have to do some surveys, find out from in your neighborhood or maybe in your city or in your state, or maybe if you have a capacity to do it beyond your state, find out whether this have a market or not. So marketing technical products effectively requires bridging the gap between complex functionality and tangible business value. This involves a multifaceted approach that speaks to diverse audience and highlights real world impact. How you do that? You start with segmented content strategy, tailor the content to different audience, provide detailed technical documentation for developers while creating business orientation case studies for decision makers. A visual demonstration is a good idea to start with to explain what you're doing, why you're doing. It's easy to understand because a picture is worth more than 1,000 words. Visual demonstration and interactive product tour illustrate real world application for both groups. Another approach is community driven growth. Engage effectively with relevant technical communities on platforms like GitHub, Slack, Stack Overflow, and specialized forums. Host technical workshops, webinars, and hackathons to demonstrate expertise and build trust, contributing to open source project. We at Inspire will provide this facility for you. And then value-oriented messaging. Shift focus from technical specification to quantifiable outcomes and benefits. Emphasize how your product solves specific problem, improve efficiency, reduce costs, and create new opportunities. So from patents to profits, business models, how do you do that? A protected idea is merely a foundation. To achieve entrepreneurial success, it requires a robust business model, a business plan to translate innovations into sustainable profit. So first you have a primary business model, You can offer a freemium, like give you a free service, basic version of your software for people to get used to it. Then once they get used to it, like now ChatGPT is doing, ChatGPT give you up to certain extent everything free. If you want more from ChatGPT, I think $20. I don't know what they're charging. Some monthly fees they charge for $20. Then premium features paid subscription, like Spotify, Dropbox. Software as a service is another model. Subscription based, like Adobe, Creative Cloud, Netflix. So the framework for business model is you start with identifying target audience. Whether your target audience is a business to business, so you develop a product from your company that is useful for another company. So that is a B2B model. Or you have a B2C model. You develop something that general public customers use it, B2C model. So you determine what is possible, then analyze value delivery, clearly articulate the problem your technology solves and how it creates unique value. This is key here. Unless you determine what is the unique value that you're offering, because there are so many people in the market, they will come up with a much cheaper version of what you're trying to do if your product has no unique value. Then consider market dynamics. Evaluate competition, differentiation, pricing, sensitivity, and growth potential. So differentiation, underlying differentiation, how you are different from your competitor. What is that edge you are offering at a competitive price? If you determine that and you come up with that solution, then within no time, let me give you again the example from the ChatGPT was like this is developing for the last 10 years. Elon Musk invested in that. Infosys invested in that long before. Many other venture capitalists invested in ChatGPT, and they took 10 years, and now it's a $100 billion company. And it's an expensive solution because it requires GPU to solve the problem. Then recently, very recently, Chinese came up with DeepSeek. Have you know that? Chinese, they are using normal CPU to solve the same problem. So the economy of scales here has a big difference. So that is how, if you come in the market with some solution that has edge over your competition, then within no time you will be at par with your competition. So DeepSeek is $100 billion and plus within no time at a very affordable solution. Then evaluate your revenue potential. Analyze customer acquisition cost versus lifetime value, recurring versus one-time revenue. So this you can take help from an expert who will guide you whether you want to keep it or you want to sell it off. Some people after forming the company, after taking at a certain stage, they sell it to someone else at a premium cost, and then they move on. Now, inspiring journey case studies. I already told you these are all you all know from a long time about Facebook, how Mark Zuckerberg have done that, and for Google, Larry Page and Sergey Brin. These are the examples you can Google and find out how they did it. These guys from the Google, they started in a garage, a parking garage. Simple idea. Now Google, it's like an oxygen. You can't live without. Now, India got tariff imposed by American Trump administration. We cannot do anything because we are so much relying on Google. If they just switch off Google for us, that's gone. So the key takeaway here is these stories shows how computer science expertise combined with vision and perseverance lead to groundbreaking innovation. So you have to have two things. One is you are technically very strong in your subject, fundamentals and technicals, whether it's a programming language or analytics, whatever. On top of that, you have to have perseverance. अब उसके पीछे लगे रहना है जब तक वो आप हासिल नहीं करे, हिम्मत नहीं हारना है, छोड़ना नहीं है. The perseverance is very important. कई लोग, many people, they just drop out. They just give up. As long as you don't give up, success is just tomorrow. And many people give up today. So your first step would be, from here, where do you go? What's your first step? Your first step would be you connect with V-INSPIRE Foundation. Whatever we have learned so far, at V-INSPIRE, we are building a complete framework.
We are giving the platform, like I gave you in the beginning, the example, if you have a swimming pool, within no time you will learn swimming at home. You don't go anywhere. If you have a cycle, you will learn riding without any extra effort. So if you have a research center, you want to do some research, V-INSPIRE is the foundation that you have to connect with. Embarking on an entrepreneurial journey as a computer scientist is an exciting endeavor. Start by taking these actionable steps to transform your technical skills into business opportunities. How you do that? You participate in competition organized by V-INSPIRE. We have a competition running. 30th September is the last day to participate in the competition, but we have been getting requests to extend the deadline. So we will most likely extend the deadline for this submission. Rapidly prototype ideas in collaborative environment. V-INSPIRE will provide you opportunity to work with diverse team, gain exposure to new technologies, and develop marketable products under time constraints that fosters creativity. Contribute to open source. You can also join many open source platforms where you have a chance to enhance your portfolio by collaborating on existing projects. This builds your reputation in the community, sharpens technical skills, and connect you with potential co-founders and mentors who share your interest. You can leverage V-Inspires, this MOU we sign with your college. We will sign many MOUs with many universities. You can leverage this, utilize our Center for Mentorship and Resource. We help in finding seed funding, business plan, competition, and connection to angel investors. In USA, it's pretty common to have angel investors. Angel investors are the people who just invest in your idea without any expectations of any returns from you, and they will not ask back the money they invested. That's why they are called angel investors. In India, this culture is slowly growing. It was not there, but now I've heard few stories where people they got funding from the angel investors. Build your network through our industry academia connections. Connect with like-minded individuals, industry professionals, and alumni, because networking always helps. So the key takeaway here is every great venture begins with a single step and a willingness to learn and adopt. So here is the end of my main presentation, but I would like to continue a few more slides, and then we'll come back to the Q&A. What we did so far at V-INSPIRE, I would like to tell a couple of examples so far, because we established V-INSPIRE in April this year, and now we are in September. And from April to September, what we have done. So I was talking to you about the competition that we have launched. So this is the competition. So we are seeking ideas from all of you. If you have some out-of-the-box ideas, submit your ideas, scan the QR code or go to the Google Form link, submit your idea. If our experts shortlist your idea, then you will get 1 lakh rupees cash to develop minimum viable product. Once you do that, we will handhold you, apply patent for you, and once you get a patent, we will take you to the industry and monetize and commercialize your patent so that you become a wealth creator. So whatever idea you have, just submit the idea. And if our experts shortlist you, you can work with us on. So the last date on this flyer is 30 September, but we are getting a lot of requests from so many people that they didn't get a chance to submit the idea. So we will extend the deadline most likely by a couple of weeks, I guess. So here is that competition, and we have 13 verticals that we think are relevant for industry up to 2050. So these verticals will have the opportunity to create wealth up to 2050. So if wherever you think you fit, and I don't know why the university or the colleges here have not included blockchain technology as part of your syllabus. I think we are again, I don't know why, but these are the emerging technologies that have relevance in the industry now and beyond. In India, just this is one of the flagship product that come out of V-INSPIRE. In India, the perishable market of fresh fruits and vegetables is 1.52 lakh crores. I don't know how many zeros come in that. You imagine yourself. So every year we have this size of the market. But out of this, almost I think 90,000 crores worth damages of fresh fruit occurs all over India. The farmers are the worst hit because the moment they take the fruits and vegetables out of their field, if they don't send it immediately to the market, their fruits and vegetables get perished because these are perishable items. It has a very short shelf life of like maybe a week or so. If it is apple, maybe a couple of weeks. If it is pineapple, maybe. But then the loss to the industry is huge. So we identify that gap and we develop a completely organic preservative that will enhance the shelf life of fruits and vegetables. And we have been testing this since December. Okay, we have tested on so many different fruits and vegetables, and we have achieved for apple almost a month. And as you can see here, uh, treated and not treated, you can see this damage on untreated versus treated. After 70 days, for pear untreated, after 5 days treated, you can see the difference. After 22 days of tomato, treated and untreated, in the 14 days. So this is completely organic, so it's safe for even children. Many products are available in the market that are chemical based, that are harmful, and I'm sure you all know that if you buy an apple, the apple have a wax coating. They with this they don't need wax. And now what happens with the weather, severe weather condition in Kashmir, there are a lot of landslides. Because of the landslides, all the highways are blocked. Now this is a harvest season for the farmers. They are not able to bring their apple to the market because of the roadblocks. What options do they have? They either have to leave that apple get damaged and throw it away, or if they use this, they can at least get 1 month extension of their apple shelf life. So I had a discussion with a professor at Sukas, Sher Kashmir University in Srinagar. We are now collaborating with them to promote this fresh guard product that we developed for the growers in the Kashmir. So imagine, as I showed you before, it's a 1.52 lakh crore, $18.5 billion industry just in India, not global. Global goes to almost hundreds of billions. So if out of this 1.52 lakh crores, if a fresh guard product is managed to capture only 0.1% of the market, how much would that be? It will be a 152 crore company. Can you imagine? So something similar. This is papaya, treated. Even after you cut it, you can see inside it's pretty fresh compared to untreated, which has got fungus. So we named that product Fresh Guard. I have already applied for FSI license, and we already signed an NDA with a patent attorney, building the technical document for applying for patent. Once we get a patent, then we will start asking investors to invest in this product. Mango, and also you have other vegetables, cucumber, shimla mirch. So Fresh Guard exemplifies how research can directly translate a marketable solution. So extend the freshness of produce, combating food waste, addresses economic losses and food security simultaneously. This is developed by scientists at V-INSPIRE. There is a very interesting story, but I don't know if I have time to couple of minutes to tell the story. Okay, I'll come back to the story later. So Fresh Guard is a proof that V-INSPIRE can create global solutions. This is the second example that we are doing research at V-INSPIRE. The farmers in the agriculture, they apply fertilizers. Normally farmers don't rely on weather, so they apply fertilizer uniformly at a uniform rate because they don't have confidence in whether they have good weather or not. So to safeguard that, they apply uniform application of fertilizers. One of the fertilizers that they use is nitrogen, and nitrogen, it's a pollutant. Once mixed in environment, it will pollute the groundwater and surface water. It's a greenhouse gas. If the farmers continuously applying the same rate of fertilizer over a period of time, after 5 years, 10 years, that nitrogen will deposit and it will pollute surface water and groundwater. This problem is extremely severe in the USA. USA has like 8 states in this. They call corn belt. They only grow corn. So what happens over a period of time, this problem became so severe that the runoff due to precipitation carried this contaminant pollutant to Mississippi River Delta basin, has polluted the Gulf of Mexico to the size of state of Texas. Such a big, this Hussain Sagar a few years ago, they had this green water and it had smell. All the marine life got dead. The Gulf of Mexico had the same situation where the marine life is completely dead because of this oxygen, absence of oxygen due to this nitrogen pollution. So I had a challenge to find a solution to this problem. They gave me 13 years data to find some solution. The farmers' data. I built a AIML model and I demonstrated to the farmers. Farmers there were using 200 kilogram nitrogen per hectare, and they were getting the yield. From the model that I developed, I demonstrated to them that if they use 179 kilogram nitrogen per hectare, they will get the same yield because the yield was plateau after 179 kilogram. But after coming back to India, what I realized that there is a gap in the industry here. If the farmers have ready-made information that in their field, which patch of that field has surplus nitrogen, if they get this information, they will not apply the nitrogen in that patch and they will apply in the rest of the field. So with that intention, I started a collaborative project with a professor from AMU, Aligarh Muslim University, and other professor from Pant University, GB Pant Universities. These guys, they are expert in organic chemistry. They are working with me. We are building a sensor with an IoT enabled. It will give real-time information to the farmers about their field condition. So this in India, in Europe, in America, in China, it's a huge multi-billion-dollar industry. So if we are able to crack this sensor and patent it, this is another example that we are working in right now at V-INSPIRE. The story which I wanted to tell you, I'll just take 2 minutes. The perishable item Fresh Guard has a very interesting story. 2 years ago, I was invited as a chairman in Tamil Nadu by a group of school called Omiyat Group of School. They have 200 schools, and they were celebrating their Golden Jubilee celebration, and they coincided that celebration with their Golden Jubilee NSF, National Science Fair. So many students from so many schools had their display experiments. And as a chairman, I was going around looking at the experiments, listening to the students, watching how they demonstrate. And there was one guy, 5th grade guy, he had this experiment of fruits and vegetables. He has developed a spray, and he was telling me that, sir, if we spray this on tomatoes, apples, the shelf life will increase by 3 to 4 days. I said, who is your teacher? Can you show me your teacher? I want to talk to her. Because I got very impressed with this little guy. And and the way, the body language, the expression, the demonstration he was doing, I think many PG students don't do that, I know. So I said, okay, I will talk to your teacher. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to meet the teacher, but I was sure that in the evening when the award-winning ceremony happens, this guy will definitely get at least, if not first, second prize. The function started in the evening. As a chief guest, I was giving the award to the students. Nobody called his name. The function got over. I was like, oh, how the judges missed this guy. There were 25 judges who were judging the projects. So I came back to Hyderabad. 4 days later, I called the general manager of Omiyat Group and said, can you connect me to the teacher who had this student with the experiment that they demonstrated a fresh fruits and vegetables enhancement of the shelf life. A week later, or maybe 2 weeks later, he had a conference call with the teacher. So I discussed with the teacher. I asked her inspiration, her motivation, and offered her if she want to continue with the experiment, then I'm going to finance the entire experiment, and we will develop another market-ready product. So I told her how to extract enzymes from the skin of the fruits and vegetables, and then mix with other organic stuff, and we build up this product called Fresh Guard, which we are now going to patent. So that's a very interesting story. So anything is possible. Only thing is you have to come up, you have to have a positive personality, positive thinking, and look for opportunities. only the brave one can catch the opportunity. So I hope this will benefit you in your future career. Jazakallah khairan. Thank you very much for your attention. The floor is now open for questions if you got any questions. Yes, first thing is you do the literature search and find out whether your idea or your thesis have already been addressed by someone in the academia. So the experts, they can determine with them. Yes. We at V-INSPIRE, we are going to provide an ecosystem where when you come with an idea, first we will guarantee you that your idea will not be exploited. We will have an NDA, non-disclosure agreement with you, that your idea will not be given to any third party. And we will assess whether your idea is unique and has patentability. If it is, then we will take you on board, and we will then from there help you build up POC and MP, minimum viable MVP, and then commercialization. That's the process. Yes. They can get an appointment from us, visit our office, and then discuss with whatever idea. So all of you are young here. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, what if people submit
Same thing.
similar ideas?
Not similar, if same. Same thing means one of them is copied from the other, or how do you mean?
Mine are also. Might be slightly similar.
So in that case, we will interview both of them separately. Then we will come to know whose original idea is. Because if it is your original idea, you will answer the questions. If it is copied, you don't know the next step. Isn't it? It's as simple as that. Okay. Sir asked a very important question. Let me go back. So if you have this flyer, I can send you the flyer on WhatsApp to you, and you can circulate in the group. We have identified 13 verticals that we think are relevant to the market until 2050, year 2050. So out of these, we have biotechnology, bioengineering, renewable energy, clean technology, data science, AI, agentic, nanotechnology, all these verticals, cybersecurity, smart cities, IoT. So you can go through these verticals, and if you think, because as a computer science engineers, you can play a role anywhere, not just in computer science, but you can have contribution to any other field where your programming is applicable. So if you think in any of this, or if you think that these are not enough, I need something else, then come and talk to us. We will see whether that fits the compatibility or not. Guys, can we do a quick test whether you are listening or not? So what we'll do is when your professor introduced me, I didn't get a round of applause the way I thought I would have got. So let's try again a round of applause. So what I will do is I will count 1, 2, 3. The moment I say 3, we will clap all together. Right? Ready? Do it like this. Take your shot. On my 3, you will clap. 1, 2. I didn't say 3. I just said 1, 2, and you all clap. See, I said 1, 2. I did like this, and you all clapped. I said after my count of 3, you will clap. So you guys are not good listeners. So this one, the reason why I did the exercise is because I want to bring to your attention some very important message. These things are, for life is fine. But what we are missing as a community, I'll tell you one thing. See, Hyderabadis, just this example from the Hyderabadis, not going outside Hyderabad. Hyderabadis, every year, they spend almost 5,000 crores. हम लोग हैदराबादी हर साल 5,000 करोड़ खर्च करते हैं शादियों में. हमारे जितने शादियां होते हैं हैदराबाद के स्टेटिस्टिक्स है, वी स्पेंड 5,000 crores. कैन यू इमेजिन कितना बड़ा अमाउंट है? और मोस्ट ऑफ दिस 5,000 crores goes in extravagance, shows, expensive clothing, खाने, dishes. अगर आप तस्वुर करिए, ये 5,000 करोड़ में से अगर हम लोग सिर्फ 10% की बचत कर लिए हर साल, अपना जितना भी शादी का बजट घर में बनता है, उसमें से हम लोग अगर सिर्फ 10% अपने पेरेंट्स को बोलें कि शादी को थोड़ा सा 50% नहीं, जस्ट 10% थोड़ा सा सिंप्लीफाई करें, 10% बचा तो कितना बच गया? 500 करोड़ बच गया हर साल। और ये 500 करोड़ में से हम हर 1 करोड़ एक स्टार्टअप को देंगे टू सपोर्ट। एक साल में 500 स्टार्टअप हमारे बन सकते हैं, और विद इन नो टाइम द एंटायर डेस्टिनी ऑफ द कम्युनिटी विल ट्रांसफॉर्म लाइक एनीथिंग। इज दिस नॉट मोर वर्थ देन स्पेंडिंग वन नाइट एक्स्ट्रावेगेंस देन इम्प्रूवमेंट फॉर अ जनरेशन? ये इंपॉर्टेंट मैसेज है। आप लोग यंग है, टुमारो यू विल गेट मैरिड, सो इफ यू रिमेंबर दिस, सिंप्लीफाई योर मैरिज, don't spend, do according to the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The way Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam married, if you marry that way, it will be barakah in your marriage, and it will be a saving for yourself and also for the community. So this is my last message. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair.